Hey, Marie, we need to have a little talk, okay? I've got an important question to ask you. Have you been spending more time at the in-laws' house lately? There's no way that I'm going to let you live with them and eat away at the inheritance, not by a long shot. You might be the younger of the couples, but remember, you've got no rights compared to us. Excuse me? What on earth are you even talking about, Ariana? I've got no such plans on living together with them. Even though our mother and father-in-law are doing well, I suppose they had to talk about the inheritance at some point. But don't you think that you're jumping to conclusions? Don't you think you're acting too quickly on this? Okay, well, I don't get why you're also becoming obsessed with what they're doing, huh? What's up with that? Because it's the time of year that we all spend time together as a family, Ariana. A lot of relatives come and go from their house, and it gets super busy. It's hard on my mother-in-law to do all of the things alone, so I help her out whenever I can. You know, just to lighten the load. You guys are also coming over here tomorrow, isn't that right? Oh, okay. I see what's going on here now. You're basically just being used as slaves, right? You know, this is why I don't like living so close by. There's no way that I'd live in such an inconvenient and rural town whilst also getting bullied by my in-laws. I would absolutely hate that kind of life. Well, to each their own. Everyone wants to have a different lifestyle. I feel very much indebted to my mother-in-law, so I'm more than happy to help her. Well, we'll be heading there tomorrow, and we're the guests in the house. I don't feel like I should be helping in any sort of way, so you need to treat us well. Okay. Well, I see your point. That's also true. It's really nothing new about you guys not helping out around the house, am I right? Up until now, even when we've all returned to our in-laws' house at the same time, you both don't do anything since you're married to the eldest son. Don't you think you should at least help your own mother-in-law just a little bit more? Your views are so backwards, and you shouldn't be getting away with this. You know, to thank her for letting you both stay at their house and taking care of all your needs. I'll be honest with you, just staying at the in-laws' house is super stressful, and it makes me so annoyed when I have to spend time there. Huh? What do you mean it's stressful? Probably because you're just watching us all run after you when you can do things yourself. Excuse me? All I do is my best to take care of things, and I don't want to help you out with anything, okay? I mean, I don't even cook, so how am I supposed to help you out? Wait, what did you just say? So, you don't usually cook anything at home? So what do you usually eat then if you don't cook? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We eat out a lot because my husband and I have the money to do that, so we don't need to bother cooking. Eating out as a couple just saves us so much time, and we don't waste time on thinking what to have and then making it. You do know that eating out every single day is not good for your physical health, Ariana. And what I'm saying to you right now is none of your business. I can do what I want with my husband. We have to go back to our in-laws' house. I wonder, will you be cooking again this time? You're not actually going to cook for all of us, are you? Well, I do intend to help out, especially with cooking, since there'll be a lot of people coming and going. I'll help prepare some of the food. Just perfect. I was hoping you wouldn't be. I don't like your cooking because you hardly spend a lot of money on decent food, and it always stinks. Ew. Can you at least make something decent this time so that I don't have to go to the bathroom and throw up? Hey, everyone usually treats me well at their house, but, you know, you're the only one who seems to complain a lot about what I do. If you're going to complain about the food I make, then why don't you cook your own food, huh? Since your standards are so high. Excuse me? Do you think I'm going to stand this sort of treatment from my ugly sister-in-law? Not a chance. I hope you don't act so disrespectful tomorrow, Marie. If you don't want to show me some respect, I'll tell my husband, and I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot out of him. Even if my own brother-in-law starts to tease me, his words don't really hurt me. He'll not damage the way I feel about myself. Oh, wow, acting so tough now, are you? What a joke. I think you should go and brush up on your cooking skills before I arrive tomorrow. You better serve some good food that is suited to our taste buds. I'll throw it on the floor if it's not. Okay, all right, I get it, Ariana. I'll do my best to serve some good and tasty food tomorrow. But you'll just have to wait and see what I prepare. Hello, my dear Marie. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I just wanted to thank you so much for helping out with things all the time. I feel so bad sometimes because I should be able to get all the details sorted for these gatherings, but sometimes it just gets to be too much. No, Florence, it's my pleasure. I just want to help in any way that I can. You shouldn't be stressing yourself out when family comes over. I'm sorry for always treating you like you can't do anything. I just don't want you going to great lengths that you end up exhausting yourself. No, you're absolutely fine. Ever since you started coming over and eating here with us, it's turned into a much more lively atmosphere, and my husband is happier too. Aw, really? Well, I'm glad that you said that. I'm happy to come over and eat with you both and have a nice conversation. I'm truly grateful for your presence in this house, so that's no joke, my dear. I wanted to ask, is it okay for me to ask you to help prepare for tomorrow? Yes, of course, that's no problem, Florence. I'll help in any way that I can. I don't live that far away, so please just call me whenever you need my help. Well then, may I ask you a favor? So, Oliver and his side of the family will be coming over here tomorrow, and it looks like you'll also be coming over as well. Yes, of course. Everyone has this time of year off, so everyone goes home to visit their families. That makes sense. Well, I mean, I honestly think it's just to maintain a connection. I don't know how much thought and feeling they've put into this trip. But is that really what it is, though, Florence? They're family, so of course they should be more than happy to visit. We really don't know. This is mostly about Ariana. She doesn't really help with things when she comes to visit, and it bugs me. I feel like she's going to cause you some trouble tomorrow. So I'm sorry, but I just wanted to apologize in advance for her terrible behavior. I seriously don't understand what her problem is. She should know better. Florence, her behavior is not something that you need to apologize for. Don't worry too much about it. It's just the usual thing that happens when she comes. But I do feel like when she comes over this time, things might be a little different. Oh, really? You think so? But what do you mean by different, Florence? Is she going to act better or worse than she already does? Oliver and Ariana's attitude up until now has been making my husband feel very uneasy. He seems interested in sorting things out. Oh, okay. Well, my father-in-law has always been so kind to me, so I hope that he won't change his attitude altogether. Yeah, I don't think he will. I'm afraid we've been criticizing them a bit too much, but I'm not really sure how to make things better. I don't think either you or my father-in-law have been criticizing anyone. I just hope that Oliver and Ariana don't behave so rudely like the other times they came over. I'll come by early tomorrow morning so that I can help you clean and prepare for all the meals. You know, Marie, you're such an amazing and hardworking person, and I'm really grateful to have such an awesome daughter-in-law. Thank you. Aw, well that makes me really happy to hear that, Florence. You're so sweet to me, so I just want to return the favors in any way that I can. I just want to do what's best for my mother-in-law and our family as a whole. I'll do my best to help you out tomorrow. Are you seriously kidding me with this crap you're going to put in front of me, Marie? Do you really think I would eat this kind of food? I'm not eating some cheap meal made by a poor person like you. I'm not stooping down to your level. Ariana, don't you think you've gone far enough in treating me like this? What you just said was so cruel and disrespectful. I'm allowed to be since I'm married to the eldest son and we're back in his hometown for the holidays, all right? Since you're the wife on the younger brother, it's up to you to make a decent meal, but you can't even do that, can you? Can't you prepare some more elaborate dishes for us to eat, considering we've come all this way to be here? What is this, poor people's food? Do you think us being here is some sort of joke to you? Don't you think you should have been more prepared for your guests? Well, do you think it's really necessary to be so rude to me? Is the food really that bad? It seemed like enough of a treat to me, Ariana. Oh, Marie, you're such an idiot sometimes. Of course it's a treat for you, but not for us. It's because you've got a different standard of living compared to me. Excuse me? I don't think that's the issue at hand here. How about you just keep your mouth shut from now on? Can you at least do that much? This is not your house, and you don't get to say things like this, so just shut up, would you? Whoa, what the heck was all that about? What's your problem, Marie? Did I make you angry? You wouldn't even know how to express your anger. Do you really think that your in-laws' house is your house as well? You're delusional, Marie. Now, can we get back to reality? You're acting bossy just because you live a little bit closer to them than us, isn't it? It seems like you think of it as your home, but you're wrong. After all, you're just a poor youngest brother's wife who is a good-for-nothing idiot. You're below me, Marie. I don't really think of it as my home, Ariana, but it is my mother and father-in-law's house, so how about being a little bit more humble? Oh, shut up, Marie. You can't tell me how to act in this house. We came all this way for the holidays, so serve me up some decent food. You really don't think you're getting a bit too carried away with this nonsense, Ariana? And I don't want to be criticized by a woman who cooks cheap food. It's normal to have a good hearty meal during the break. Yeah, I think you're definitely getting a bit too carried away, so you better be a bit more careful about what you say. I can't handle this anymore. You need a bit of reflection time. Excuse me? What did you just say? Reflection time? Why do I have to do any reflecting on anything? I'm allowed to say what I say to you. You're the one who needs to reflect. Look at me. I'm the one being forced to eat really crappy food. I come here for the break, and this is what I get in return? Please, give me the eldest son and his family a serving of some turkey or something so that we feel more welcome at home. Hey, Marie, we need to have a little talk, okay? I've got an important question to ask you. Have you been spending more time at the in-laws' house? Huh? What on earth are you talking about? What do you mean the last time? Are you finally going to stop cooking poorly lately? There's no way that I'm going to let you live with them and eat away at the inheritance, not by a long shot. You might be the younger of the couples, but remember, you've got no rights compared to us. Excuse me? What on earth are you even talking about, Ariana? I've got no such plans on living together with them. Huh? I'm confused. Who is this? Why are you talking about Marie if this is her phone? Who is this? Answer me! That was our father-in-law, Oscar, who sent that message to you, Ariana. Those are his own words. What the heck? What is he doing with your phone? Why did he say those things to me for? I haven't done anything. It seems that he was keeping an eye on the interaction between you and me. I guess he suspected something was up. Why on earth was he looking at what I was saying to you? Have you not heard of a little thing called privacy, Marie? How come you're doing this? I'm in a separate room messaging you right now. Don't you know how much more awkward it's going to be when we're all in the same room? Well, how can I make this clear for you? This was your own doing, Ariana. They saw how you've been acting towards me. You're the one that's caused this. Oh my God, I'm really glad I got this all out in the open now. It seems that my father-in-law is sorting out the turkey. Aren't you glad that things are turning out the way they're supposed to, Ariana? Huh? Really? You wanted to drag the whole family into this and watch it all turn into chaos? Is that it? You wanted to stir drama from the beginning, didn't you? I guess I'm glad that I get what I wanted in the end, with a little bit of pushing. My father-in-law's always been such a gentleman. You're such a goody two-shoes since you've always given in to extreme requests. You do it all the time, don't you? Maybe you should have been honest to our father-in-law from the beginning about our little disagreements and how much I disliked your cooking. Well, it sounds like our father-in-law is happy to comply with your request, Ariana. As I said earlier, though, this is the last time we're doing anything like this. Wait, what? I know you said that, but I still don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean the last time? Well, my father-in-law told me earlier about what you were going to do. We were told today that this would be your last day here, right? I think that what I said before was accurate to what's going to happen now, don't you think? No, what on earth are you saying, Marie? I don't understand how today is the last time for anything. This isn't the last day. Today is our first day here, don't you get that? We're still planning to stay here at the house tomorrow as well, so this is actually our first full day here. Well, yeah, about that. I don't think you have the privilege of staying here anymore. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? Don't you understand what our plan is, you stupid idiot? Well, it sounds like our father-in-law and your husband are having a little discussion about the situation. Sounds like Oscar is asking you and your husband to leave. Wait, now just hold on a minute. What? He's seriously talking to Oliver about wanting us to leave? Is this a joke? Just wait, what are we supposed to do? After you eat the turkey that you so desperately wanted to eat, you can go to sleep here tonight, but first thing tomorrow morning, we want you out of here. Both my father and mother-in-law wanted me to say that they don't want to see either of your faces anymore. What on earth is going on around here? Did you sneak them some sort of poison so you can make them say these things? What did I ever do to them? I'm nice. It sounds like you've been exposed to the anger of my father-in-law, Ariana. They're done with your behavior, and this is the last time you're allowed here. This means that you won't be able to enter this house ever again. So much for wanting to get your hands on any inheritance. You've really done it this time, girl. Why is this happening to us? I've been nothing but kind and nice to them, and then you go and screw everything up for us? Why is Oscar so angry for anyway? Because you complain constantly about the food and that it looked cheap and for poor people. You made complete fun of it. You do realize that everything that was put on our table tonight was made by Florence, right? She told me that it had been a while since you came back here. So she worked almost the entire day yesterday to prepare all the food that you saw today. She made so many dishes so that you wouldn't complain. But of course, you being Ariana, I knew you would still complain, so you should feel like an idiot right now. Do you get how Florence is feeling right now? What on earth are you even talking about, Marie? I absolutely had no idea about any of that. I didn't know that she was the one that cooked. You didn't say anything about that to me. I thought it was you who was making all the food because you have almost every time we came here, and I knew it was basically going to be the same things. All I did was assist Florence, but she was really the one who did everything so that the family could have a nice sit-down meal together. You were the one who misunderstood the situation, all right? You just assumed things that weren't even true. Even if you tell her now, nothing's going to change in terms of you leaving. What do you mean by things won't change? It was just an honest mistake. I wasn't intending on offending her or anything. It's not my fault you're an easy target. See, this is the kind of crap they're sick of having in this family. Our mother and father-in-law are cutting ties with you, Ariana. What? They're cutting ties with me? They can't do that. I am married to their eldest son. They can't just throw me out of their house like trash. That's so uncalled for. Well, the good thing about it is that you no longer have to eat our poor and sticky food anymore. You should be happy about that. What the heck, Marie? What happens once they cut ties with me? Do you think they'll give up on contacting me? What about the inheritance? The inheritance? There's no way that you'll get anything from them after what you said and did. Don't you get what it means when people cut ties? It means that anything about the future will have nothing to do with you, and the relationship you have with them will be discontinued. I feel like that's the only normal thing to do after someone's treated their family so poorly. I guess this will give you time to think about what you've done. What I did? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously throwing me under the bus? This was just a big mistake, as I thought you were cooking today. I didn't mean to diss Florence on her cooking. Can't you just tell her how sorry I am and I'll make it up to her? Well, it's on you if you didn't know what was going on, since you never made the effort to help us out with anything at all. You just sat on the couch and assumed everything. What happens between all of you now has got nothing to do with me, so don't even think about dragging me down with you. How does my father-in-law not hate you for doing this to me? I don't understand. Do you even realize how rich this family is, Marie? What are you talking about? I don't have a clue what's happening with their money, and that's none of my business. I've got no interest in it. Huh? Are you insane? Are you just lying to save your own skin? Stop lying. How can you not be interested in getting their money? Because I'm not like that, and I'm not a gold digger like you, Ariana. I don't go out and try to rip off my own family members or suck up to them. My husband and I are more than satisfied with the lives that we've made for ourselves. It doesn't matter if his parents are rich or not. Look, I'm pregnant, so I'm wanting to take better care of them now so that they can play with their grandchildren in the future. I help out, and I think it's only natural to help out with the in-laws and to spend quality time with them. Money doesn't matter to me. Whoa, just hold up a minute, okay? Did you just say that you're pregnant? Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm going to have a baby. What of it, Ariana? That's also why Oscar said that your attitude towards me was too harsh. I guess he couldn't just put this issue to the side anymore. He's doing this to also protect me and my baby. What you were doing was horrible. There were so many things that I didn't know about. This is not fair to do this to me. Even though I made so many bombshell statements, this is still not my fault, all right? Look, I would love to stay and chat a bit longer, but Florence is calling me. Looks like the turkey's arrived. That's good. Please, Marie, I'm in a little bit of trouble here. You've got to help me out, okay? You're my sister-in-law after all. You're supposed to help me. Didn't you just get kicked out? Why would I want to help someone who's done nothing but treat me badly? You deserve to be kicked out, Ariana. Can't you just leave quickly for your own sake? But you can't just do this to me. Stop being so cruel. This isn't fair on me. I don't deserve this. Your behavior earlier was much worse, and to be honest, I turned my back on you so you'd have no one to help you out. It was kind of funny to see you begging my father-in-law to not kick you out. You know, he's not in the mood for this crap. You probably also didn't notice this, but your own husband was acting cold towards you as well. But I don't understand why the family is doing this to me. Is this just really over how crappy I think your food is? Isn't this just a bit extreme? Even Oliver was acting the same way I was. He was agreeing with me. How come I'm the only one who's been kicked out? Why not him? Because he's our father-in-law's son. It's only natural for him to work through this together. Oliver also finally understands what kind of person you are. At least he's done some reflecting on his past actions and is going to rectify them. You didn't even think about doing that, did you? You don't think that it's horrible to cut someone off like this so quickly? Why are you all abandoning me so easily? We're wives of these men. We stick together, right? You can understand where I'm coming from, right? Look, it was all just a big misunderstanding. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. No, it's too late. You've already said enough, and I don't want to hear any more out of you. You've been treating me badly for years, and now it's time to cut you out. What we're doing here is no joke. I think you better try and find a way to the nearest bus station so you can go home. Look, I don't want to ever see your face around these parts ever again. You're no longer welcome in this house ever again. Also, don't even think about trying to bother my mother and father-in-law. They don't want you around either. I hope you think about what you've done. It seems like you're all on your own now, Ariana. You've got nowhere to come back to. Such a shame. I guess you won't need to eat homemade food again. After Ariana was kicked out of the house, she tried to desperately keep in contact with Marie, but she was ignored by her. She had no choice but to walk to the nearest bus station so she could get back to her house. She did manage to find the right bus and get home by herself, but after that, her husband decided that he wanted to divorce her immediately. Last affair that she had with another man, so it made her look even more guilty. Apparently, she was asked to pay alimony, and they both ended up divorcing each other. It seems like she married him to get his inheritance. In the end, it seems like she ended up losing money rather than gaining it. She now had nothing in her bank account and no place to live. She's now homeless, but when you look at it, it's her own fault. Marie gave birth to a healthy baby and has a good relationship with her in-laws. It seems like they're living a happy life, but Ariana's situation is completely different. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
I can't do this with you anymore.
Huh? What are you on about all of a sudden?
I'm saying that I can't handle being married to an ugly woman like you any longer. And honestly, why did we even get married in the first place? You're definitely one of the worst choices I've ever made.
Are you serious about that? Don't you feel you're being a bit rude with that statement?
Actually, I don't feel anything, because I know that everything I'm telling you right now is the truth. You're an ugly woman, so I'd like to divorce you as soon as I can. Please and thank you.
Huh? Please and thank you for what? Recently, we haven't even been talking to each other much, and now you've just come out of nowhere with this childish attitude? Shouldn't you at least be thinking about talking this all over face to face first?
Life is too short to be doing things like that. And the time we've already had with each other is all but a huge waste. I don't even have the time to come talk with you anymore. You understand me?
So you really, really do want to get a divorce then? Is that what'll make you happy after all this time?
Oh, I'm telling you, it'll mean the world to me. I've even gone ahead and gotten the divorce paper all filled out and everything. If you can come and fill your own parts and hand it in for me, then we can finally say goodbye to this unfortunate marriage.
You've been telling me these past few days you were very, very busy. But it seems you still have time to get all that work taken care of, huh? I don't have a clue what's happening right now, to be honest, but I guess there really is no other option. Can you at least tell me why you want this divorce?
I told you, you're ugly.
I'm sure that my face has not changed much during the 5 years we've been married. Are you sure this isn't just about you cheating on me with some younger, cuter girl or something like that?
Well, you might actually be right about that. I do have myself another girl, and she's a far more important girl than you. Like I said, marrying you really was an awful choice, and so I want to fix that by getting rid of you right here, right now.
Well, when you put it like that, I really have nothing I can say in response. If it's a divorce you want, then that's what you'll get. I'll make sure to sign my parts of the paperwork, but I won't be turning it in until I have the chance, okay?
Just as long as you get it taken care of soon. I want to hurry and turn my life around with more of this amazing girl of mine.
And I feel the same way of not wanting to overstay my welcome with you. I'll make sure to get this all taken care of in a timely manner for you. Well, thank you for everything up until now. I'll make sure to contact you about anything that happens between us after this as well.
You're not coming back to my house again, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? I plan to still come back home once I finished work for today.
Why do you plan on coming back here after we've already gotten divorced? This is my apartment. I don't want you here.
Huh? Your apartment? Hold on, I think you have things a little mixed up here. I want to know why you keep coming back every day. It's not like we're married anymore, and all you are to me now is my ex-husband. So, why?
Why are you asking me? I wanted you to get out of this place the moment you handed in that paperwork, and I'm sure that hurt, but please just go away. I'm getting really close to losing all my patience with you.
What patience are you talking about, Joseph? You're the one that had been cheating on me and then decided to ask for a divorce over text. There's no way you've done any of that in good conscience, right?
No, I can't do this. I'll have to tell you straight then. I plan to have my new girl here, so get the frick out.
Wait, are you really saying that right now? Are you really telling me to get out of there?
I made that pretty clear, didn't I? This is my apartment, so get the hell out, you ugly dog.
Well, I guess there was no helping you getting this angry over a simple mistake. I'll do as you wish and get out of here. But I wonder if that means you'll be able to continue living here afterwards.
Huh? Do you even understand what you're saying? My girlfriend and I really want to start our new lives here, but you're still coming back every day after work, and that's putting a stop to my plans. So quit it and go away like the loser you are.
Loser? Who did I lose to?
You lost to my girlfriend, who's way better than you in all aspects, and since I've gotten my way in the divorce, I'm the winner as well.
But what if this is something where there's no clear winner or loser just yet? If you really want to look at it that way and pick the winner, perhaps I'm the one that's won after breaking free from a butthole like you.
Say whatever you'd like. Anyway, she's gonna be moving into this place tomorrow.
So you even set all of that up without asking me. Alright then, I'll grab all of my things and get out of there for ya.
Hurry up and get on with it. I still have no idea why it's taken you this long to realize that. Did you really have that much trouble understanding that I've gone and divorced you and have thrown you away?
You think so? I never thought all of this as you throwing me away, but I'd be careful how you're viewing all of this, okay?
Then what was this to you? Did you think that after we got divorced that you'd just be able to live in my apartment for however long you wanted? I'm telling you that from tomorrow, this place will be where my girlfriend and I will start our new lives together, so I wanted you out of there by the end of today.
Then I'd like you to pay the $8,000 rent for that place, please.
What?
I'll do as you wish and leave the apartment. But do you think you'll be able to pay this month's rent there? Do you really understand the situation you're about to be getting yourself into?
You're a freaking idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you mean? I'm just saying that by all the things I do know, I can tell you'll have a real big problem trying to pay to stay in that apartment.
Seriously? Of course I can pay for this place. This won't even be as bad as the loans that you have to keep on paying off. And if need be, I can just take out a loan myself to pay the rent here.
Wait, what are you talking about when you say paying off a loan? What?
Oh, shut up, please. Why do you want to start talking to me about all this now?
It's not like I actually care to talk about any of this, but...
I'm telling you that it's a really good idea to get out of here sooner rather than later. I can already tell you that you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to my apartments.
Huh? Well, whatever, I guess. I understand. You're sure about this, though, right?
I've been very sure this whole dang time. The only person that has been having trouble dealing with all of this has been you.
I wonder about that. Well, just know that I'm not paying for this month's rent, okay? I'll make sure to change the name on the apartment over to you as well.
It's always been me, you dunce. Maybe next time you should try and think a little harder before trying to talk with me. I'm sure it hurts too much to think correctly, knowing that you've lost everything, though.
I'm the loser? Right.
I'm planning to live in this apartment for as long as I want with my girlfriend, so just get lost already.
I'm going to leave, but just be aware that you'll start having to pay $8,000 a month from now on. This'll be my last time warning you of that.
I've been paying $200 a month for this place, so there's no way you're telling the truth. Now stop trying to play games with me and get out.
So that $200 is the reason you're thinking all of this. I fully understand you now. Well, I'm gonna get going. Goodbye forever. Why do you want to talk to me now? I have nothing I care to talk with you about now. And actually, I'm still in the office working.
I want to ask you about the truth regarding the rent here.
Rent? You're finally come around to understanding that.
No, I'm still very lost. I got a really strange bill in the mail today, and I have no idea what any of this means, so I wanted to ask you if, if this was some kind of a scam.
Strange bill?
I just got a bill asking me to pay $16,000, and I have no idea what this is all about, so I had to talk to you. It has my name and information all correct here, but why? It says that this is for the rent.
Joseph, you still have no idea what's going on?
Huh?
That's what I was talking about last month before I left the apartment. That's how much it costs to live in that apartment for 2 months.
The rent for this place? What?
I told you last month when we were talking about that rent, it would cost you $8,000 a month and that I would no longer be covering it. That's why now you're going to have to pay $16,000 for this month. That's all that bill is for. So, why are you having to talk with me about it after a month has gone by?
Hold on a second. So this is really how much it costs to rent this apartment? You're saying that we've been paying $8,000 to live in this place? Really?
That's exactly right.
I seriously never thought that you were telling me the truth. I just assumed that I was paying off a loan this whole time. How the hell have you been paying for this every month?
Loan? Why would I ever have us move into a place like that if I couldn't pay for it? Also, I have something else to tell you about all of this. There was a huge difference between the amount of money you brought in compared to what I was bringing in. That's why when it comes to the rent, I was paying for all of it. I just assumed, though, that when you started living with me, you would have understood the fact that I was making more than you.
Is that true? I don't remember you ever telling me any of this.
Well, that's the reason why I've been the only one paying the rent. But that was fine. After all, I was making bank, so affording that place for us was nothing. Well, I have no idea why, but you always thought that for some reason that apartment, that really insanely nice apartment, costs $200 a month. Well, now I know what you were talking about every time you said you paid the $200. You were talking about paying what you thought was the rent.
So you were talking about the rent and not a loan. I never once thought that after you left I'd be getting a bill asking for this much rent. Why $8,000? Didn't they accidentally add one too many zeros here?
Well, even if they did add an extra zero, you still wouldn't be able to afford the place. I can't believe you thought that you only had to pay $200 a month for that.
Didn't you tell me that though a while back? You said that it was fine to pay only $200 a month on the place.
That was me talking about the part you owed me for the rent. I remember now. However, it seems that you thought that meant the apartment only cost $200 a month. And so that's why you felt like you paid the rent? Because of that $200 a month you gave? Even though I was paying the other $7,800? That's way too funny to be a real excuse here.
Wait, what the hell is actually going on?
Huh?
Are you sure this bill wasn't just from a scam that was trying to scam me out of $16,000? That's what's been going on. This bill in my hand is just some bullcrap that you tried to pull on me, huh? There's no way I'd been paying for this place all this time if the rent was $8,000, right? I'm not gonna pay for this, okay? I don't believe your scam one bit, you loser.
Well, you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but as you can see on that bill, payment address is to the realtor company, right? So why would I have you be paying that realtor if I wanted the money? Are you seriously not thinking that straight right now? Why do you always act like I have no idea what I'm talking about?
Crap, so this really is the real deal then? There's just no way that I should be having to pay $8,000 a month for this place. This is twice the amount I'm making a month.
I see. Then why not leave the place?
Huh? You think it's that easy?
You really wanted to live there no matter what I said before, and that's why I made you the sole renter of that place. But if you can't pay it off, you're gonna have to leave soon, right? Well, of course, you're still gonna have to pay off the rent for this month and last month. I wonder if you'll be able to handle all that money in one payment. And another thing, since you're leaving in the middle of the year, you're gonna have to pay a fine for breaking the contract. Good luck dealing with all that on your own, okay?
Wait, I have to pay a fine as well? I wonder if there's something else I can do. Even having to just pay off 2 more months of living here, I don't want to pay that much.
Ah, and this is another thing, but you'll still have to pay off the settlement you owe me.
Huh?
I want it all paid to me really soon, okay? But I have some doubts that'll happen at all because of how much money you already owe and how little you make.
A settlement? Why are you talking about that now? Why do I have to pay you for everything? You're saying that I have to pay you, right?
Well, this isn't something out of the blue, right? The whole reason for a divorce was because you cheated on me, correct? Well, I'm not saying that I didn't have reason for wanting to leave you besides that, but still. The main reason for the divorce was you cheating on me, and that's what led to me asking for a settlement from you. And so with that, I'm expecting you to find some way to pay me for that. If you think about it, this was all gonna happen regardless, right?
So really? You're gonna ask me to pay a settlement to you?
Well, I had asked this a month ago from you actually, and you should have gotten a notice in the mail from my lawyer.
Huh?
It doesn't matter. All that I really care about now is getting my money from you. But luckily, you're still young enough that I guess I can wait a while for you to get everything to me. I've been preparing myself for this, but I'm sure you still have a bit of preparing to do now. If you'd like, I can have my lawyer come over and see you sometime, and he can explain everything again.
Your lawyer? Do you really have to do all that to me?
Well, good luck, Joseph.
Wait a sec! I can't even pay off all this rent and now you expect me to pay you as well? Even if you are just messing with me, I can't ever pay that much off! Do you not understand how terrible of a situation I'm already in?
I do understand, but what does that have to do with me? If anything, this is all on you for not understanding your own situation before divorcing me and kicking me out of my own apartment.
But can't we at least discuss this in person?
In person? I have nothing else to discuss with you. I can understand wanting to take the time to talk this through back when we were married, but now we're just strangers to each other. And also, I really don't care to have anything to do with you for the rest of my life, nor should I have to. I suppose your best bet now is to take out some loans and borrow the money to pay everything off, while you still have the time. You'll have to make all this quick so that your girlfriend doesn't catch on and leave you.
Rebecca, can you wait for me? I don't want to have to deal with all this on my own. I'm not even gonna be able to pay everything off with just my savings. Please, can you help me?
This is what you deserve, bud. You're a piece of garbage and need to understand that. Now, I'm going. I'm sorry about this, but I'm far too ugly to stick around with you. In the aftermath, Joseph was taken to court by the realtor agency for not paying his rent the last couple of months and was forced out of the apartment complex. And the girl that took Joseph as a man with lots of money and a good future ran away from him the moment she realized the truth. So now Joseph has been left with nothing but the streets as his home. And as for his job in the office, the rumors of what happened began to spread quickly, and soon he found himself without a job as well. On the other hand, Rebecca has gone back to living in another nice apartment all to herself. And now she's begun to understand just how wonderful it is to live as a single woman with all the money she earns. She sees now that it was a blessing to have been divorced by that pile of crap man, and now she has all sorts of fun things to look forward to as a single woman. Of course, she also received her settlement from Joseph, but could this mean he had to take out a loan for it? I'm sure that's the case.
I've come to learn that Avery is from an only mother household. I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed by hearing about this. Andrea, are you sure you're not confusing me with someone else right now? Why would you think that? You're Avery's mom, right? Kelly or something like that? Well, I just never assumed that you'd contact me out of the blue saying things like that. And yes, Avery comes from a single mother household. But what does that have to do with you? Recently, when I came over to meet you, I was surprised. Not even you seem to care that much about your own situation, and I was really left wondering about you. Having a single mother household is really uncool, you know. I was wondering why nobody had ever talked about you both living that way, and I finally had to end up learning about it. Uncool? Andrea, I'm sorry. I really don't have a clue what you're trying to say to me. If you don't get to the point here, I'll never be able to understand you. Of course you don't understand me, do you? The fact that Avery only had a single parent growing up that raised him is way uncool. And it's fair to say that you'll never be able to realize just how uncool the both of you really are. Andrea, are you talking down to me right now? Well, I wouldn't say that I'm talking down to you in any sense, but oh, maybe I am actually. A person like you as Avery's mother is not what I wanted to see. And why are you acting like this right now? Is there even a good reason for you going out of your way today to text me about this? You could say the good reason is to keep you in check, I guess. Keep me in check? For what reason, though? If you really want your son to end up becoming happy with me, please don't come to our wedding, okay? LOL. Huh? I think that the both of us don't want anyone else knowing that you've been his single mother this whole time, right? LOL. If you don't show up, we can just say that his parents weren't able to make it, and we'll leave it at that. But if you did come and had no man to accompany you, then everyone would know the truth. LOL. Even if other people learn about me, it's the truth and there's nothing anyone can do about it. And I'd like to know what's wrong about raising my son in a single-parent household. I made sure to raise Avery into my perfect little man. I never said there was anything wrong with Avery. I'm only saying there's something wrong with you. LOL. With me? You ended up getting thrown away by your husband, and now you'll turn into a lonely and old grandma because of it. Don't you feel that by coming to our wedding, you could curse the two of us or something? If you really want to care about the two of us, stay away from the wedding, please. You can look through the window or something, but just don't come inside the building. What are you talking about? I was thrown out by my husband? Have you never even talked with Avery about any of this? This is going to be Avery and my wedding, so I'd like for you to listen to what I want. And one other thing, don't say anything to Avery that could cause any one of us to regret this, okay? If you end up having him lose trust in me or something, I will never, ever forgive you. If you're praying for your son to end up happy, you have to pray for my happiness as well, right? But don't you feel that all of this is asking way too much from me? I have every single right as Avery's mom to come and see him get married on his very special day. Well, I have nothing else to say to you. Please and thank you, Kelly. And make sure you don't say anything stupid to Avery. You have to make sure that the two of us can remain happy together forever. Say anything stupid? What am I supposed to say then? Avery, have you not spoken to Andrea at all about our situation? About what happened with your dad and about this family?
When you say dad, what do you mean? Of course I told her about him. And everything I could about him, at least. What's going on with you, Mom?
Well, if you've told her about him, that's a start. But I think she's misunderstood something you brought up to her.
Misunderstood something about Dad?
It doesn't really matter. I'm just glad that you did, in fact, talk to her. By the way, how have things been going with wedding preparations? Are you making it by all right? I'm aware that you also have to keep up with work while preparing, but just know that you can take a break whenever you need one.
I'm fine, Mom. I've been doing pretty well, actually, with everything.
Are you and Andrea working well together to get everything worked out?
Actually, Andrea really hasn't done anything to help.
What? But this is the wedding for the two of you, right?
Seems that Andrea is preoccupied with a couple other things right now. She goes home to her parents all the time and has various things happen over there.
Is that so? When I had last talked with her parents and everything, they didn't make it seem like they were all that busy.
Is that so? Well, recently it just seems that Andrea's become really busy. I haven't really had time to worry about what she's been up to. But maybe it's time I checked in with her about it.
Well, she is going to become your wife, right? The both of you are going to be living life together from now on, so it's best that you talk with her whenever you can.
Now that you mention it, there is something that's been on my mind.
What's that been? I shouldn't really have to be thinking about this at all, but you're still not planning to come to the wedding today, right? Huh? Of course I plan on coming to my son's wedding. Well, if that's going to be the case, then I'll let the front know not to let you in, LOL. Excuse me? That's not something you should be telling them on the day of the wedding, right? Didn't I tell you this already before, though? I get that it's hard for you to understand me. To be straightforward, having the mother of a single mother household is too embarrassing for me, so don't come to this wedding. I see that you think you can tell me what to do as though you have some control over me or something. But do you not see what you're asking for right now? I know very well what I want, LOL. I want to make sure that everyone ends up happy. And to make that possible, I have to get you as far away from us today as possible. I want to make sure that Avery can enjoy today without the embarrassment of a single and old mom in the room. I bet that a woman like you is trying to bleed your son dry of all of his money, right? I really hate the thought of that. So I think I'll have us cut ties with you as well. You're even going as far as to tell me that now? You really have little clue of what you're talking about. About what, LOL? If you want to make sure that the two of us have a wonderful life together, you have to sacrifice any connections you have to us, right? A wonderful life, huh? You're saying that me not coming to the wedding will help Avery become happy and have a wonderful life. That's what I'm saying, LOL. I'm aware that Avery has never told you this, but I think he really sees you as a strain on his image. And so, a poor and selfish grandma doesn't need to be here today. We can just keep the fact that you raised him all by yourself as a secret between us. So if you really care about your son and daughter-in-law, then don't come to our wedding. Understood. I won't go. And I'd like for you to cut ties with us as well. I no longer want to hear anything from or see you ever again. Well, up until now, I've never once been the one to contact you. It's always been you contacting me to ask about things or make rude remarks. Well, from now on, I don't want you texting or calling your son either. I just want to make sure you enjoy suffering as a lonely woman all the way until you keel over. Now, I'm going to get ready to enjoy my wedding. Have fun, Andrea. I will do as you wish and stay away from that wedding for you. But I'm sure you'll soon see that me not being there will result in a few problems for you. But if that's what you want from me, then I have no choice. Now, I'll be going. You plan on coming to the wedding, right? Huh? What are you talking about now? I told you that I'm doing as you wanted and am not coming to that wedding anymore. That should be good enough for you, right? Now goodbye. But that's going to screw me! I want to call you right now, so please answer this time. And please come here and attend our wedding. You told me again and again to make sure to never come to that wedding. So why have you had a change of heart? I'm having a really hard time understanding you now, even more than I did before. It looks like my parents are going to get really upset with me if you don't come here. Really? I'm not really sure myself, but when I said that you might not make it today, they got all worked up. I suppose that would happen. Huh? What do you mean? When they learned that I raised a powerful man like my son all by myself, they felt as though I deserved to be happy myself for all my hard work. So they planned to have me at this wedding today to show me that my son would be marrying a supposedly amazing woman like their daughter. And what's even more surprising is the fact that because my son is doing so well for himself, he's become a customer of your family's company. But you ended up telling the mother that raised such an amazing man to stay away from his own wedding. I'd assume that if the wedding gets canceled, that wouldn't be too out of the ordinary, right? They respect you? Why? I knew that my dad's company works with Avery as he's one of the company's customers and all, but, well, I was able to make him into such a respectful and hardworking young man all by myself. And because of that, your parents really respect me for everything I had to sacrifice for Avery. Even Avery really respects me for what I did. And I'm so lucky that he's always there to tell me that. You're the only one that seems to differ, though. You seem to think that because I was a single mother, it's okay to make fun of me. You even went as far as to ask me to stay away from the wedding and to cut ties with you after all. That's what they're thinking about? Well, I've been thinking about what'll happen after we get married. I know that for the two of us to become happy, we no longer need you around. And that's the selfish idea you've stuck with, correct? What makes Avery happy is his choice. And I know dang well that to him, he'd never think of cutting ties with me to make himself happy. I think that your ego is getting in the way of everything, especially your marriage. But in reality, all you care about is the fact that the money you plan to use will go away if he stays in touch with me, correct? You don't like the idea of that, do you? Huh? You hate thinking about the thought of me one day asking him for all his money as I get older, right? And that's why you decided that the only way to fix your problem of having me around is to get rid of me as soon as possible. That's not exactly... And it looks as though you thought getting rid of me would be easy. But you don't have the permission of either your own parents or my son in doing something as self-centered as that. Have you been unaware this whole time of the fact that your parents and Avery like me and want to respect me? I think you should start looking at life through a clear set of eyes, ones that aren't obstructed by your selfishness. Well, I never knew something like this could happen. Avery has been looking around for you to see where you're at and wants you back here right now. I'm not going there now. You wanted me out of the place. Huh? So you're really not coming to see our wedding? Of course. Why don't you take a little responsibility for what you asked for? And another thing before we're done here, I know that you've been making fun of me as if my husband had left me long ago and had me take Avery from him as well. But really, all that happened was my husband passing away. Avery told me that he told you all about what happened, but it seems you didn't listen to him, right? I didn't know about that. I guess I might not have heard him. That's right. I asked Avery about this. He tells me that every so often you seem to go into a world of your own. Why's that? Huh? I don't have a world of my own. What if I told you that I know the reason why? What do you want to say to me? Up until now, Avery and I have worked together to make sure that the both of us survived. But Avery and I never thought I'd be asked to stay away from the wedding. When I told him about that, he said he had something on his mind regarding you. Come back here right now, please. Can you please not tell him about any of this? I understand now that you're freaking out and would love for me to be there, but I'm through with you. I cannot be asked to come to a wedding for someone as irresponsible as you. And to make sure you pay for everything you've said to me, I'm going to let them all know. I've let them all know about how you've been cheating on my son. Huh? What are you talking about, Kelly? There's no way I'd ever do that. Stop saying things like that to me. You might have thought nobody knew about what you were doing, but I made sure to do some research on you. On me? I had wanted my son to end up being happy with you, and so I wasn't going to look into anything. But now that I have, and after the ways you've treated me, I have to say that I do not agree with this wedding, and so that's why I'm not going. Of course, I'm planning on telling Avery about you cheating on him, and I hope that means he'll take action against you, like getting a settlement. I'm sure your parents are tired of you as well, right? Wait, please, Kelly. You're going way too far now. Don't you feel like you've done enough to me already? Please, just come to the wedding and just forget about anything that's happened between us. I just want for this wedding to get back on track and for your son and I to be happy. Can we act like none of this has ever happened? Andrea, you can't take back everything you've said to me now. And now you're going to have to live with the regrets of all the actions you've taken until now. I can see that you both won't be married anymore, so good job. Next time, you should try a little better at gaining everyone's respect. At least this time you didn't have to have some moneyless grandma at your wedding, right? Well, it doesn't matter, because your wedding has gone to crap anyway, LOL. And just after I had finished talking with Andrea, I let my son know about what was going on, and he canceled the whole wedding. And it seems after that, they even said goodbye to any chance of getting married. Then, once both her parents realized what had happened, they expressed their clear disappointment in her and said for her to never come back to their house. Andrea anticipated getting married to Avery and moving in with him, so she had already quit her job. But now she realizes she's going to be without any money and went into an extreme panic. And as for the man she was with behind Avery's back, he learned she had no more money and threw her away as well. And so, in the end, Andrea lost everything due to her selfishness. I'd say this is a great case of her getting what she asked for, and I hope that the next time she finds a man to marry, she acts a bit wiser about how she treats their parents. Well, that's if there is another man. LOL.
Riley, I just heard about you from Mom. You ended up getting pregnant? I'm sure that'll be tough for you, but try and do your best.
Thanks for reaching out to me, Keith. It's been a long time since we've last talked, right? We haven't even seen each other since your wedding, I think. Once I've had my baby, you guys should come over to see them. But I'm sure you guys are pretty busy.
You're right about that. I've had a lot of business trips recently, and so I've been all tied up. But I think I'll be back in Ohio soon, so I look forward to visiting you guys.
It must be pretty hard on Jessica as well, right? You being out of the house all the time and such?
Well, a lot of the time, Jessica will just go back to her parents while I'm gone. I'm sure she has fun by herself while I'm gone.
Oh, I doubt that, Keith. I bet she's always feeling lonely not having you around with her.
And that might also be true. I've been thinking of asking my company if it'd be okay to take a break from all the business trips for a while now, so that I can spend more time with her.
And that would mean a lot to her, I'm sure.
Well, for the time being, take care of yourself. When the time comes that you've had the baby, I'll talk with you again.
Thank you. And stay safe over there, Keith. I'm sure you like having a lot of work to focus on, but just make sure you're not overdoing it. Well, next time you're back in Ohio, let me know. Riley, how have things been for you? I heard that you've gotten pregnant. Congratulations. Are you getting close to term? Jessica, thanks for texting me. And I'm doing well, thanks. It's been a while since I've talked with you. I've only just found out that I'm pregnant, so it'll be a while yet before I am due. Is that so? Well, when it comes to that, I hope you don't get Keith too worked up over it. What do you mean by that? Well, you know how Keith has his troubles with anxiety, right? I know that he's already having issues worrying about himself and all, and he has to always worry about leaving me here while he's out of state. So, do you mind not really talking too often with him about your situation? Oh, you have a good point. He does tend to become a bit worked up when things are troubling him. Usually him and I don't text too often anyway, but you're right thinking that I should try to not get him any more worried than he already is. Right? So do you think you can hold off on contacting him at all for a little while? Wait, hold off on contacting him in general? That's right. That'd be the best way of handling all of this. He's already worked up enough trying to stay in touch with me while he's gone, and I think even after he comes back, you should try and keep some distance from him. I don't want him worrying more than he already does about you. All right? You're his little sister after all, so you should want what's best for him, right? Is he really having that big of a problem with his anxiety right now? He's going through a lot. He's busy with work every day, and he just wants to be back here with me, but this year is looking pretty tough for him, so can you please listen to what I'm asking? I understand what you mean now. I had no idea about his whole situation, and I completely get why you'd be so worked up over this as well. I'll make sure to try my best to leave him alone from now on. I think that I'll give him a text when I do have my baby, but until then, I'll make sure not to stress him out at all. And when you have that baby, you can just let me know instead, and I'll pass it on to him. Huh? Are you sure about that? Yeah, because I'll be able to tell the perfect time when he should get that kind of news. So from now on, if you have anything you'd like to tell Keith, do you mind checking with me first? I really never knew he was having that bad of a time. His anxiety has been the origin of all his stress lately. So if he ends up texting or calling you about anything, please don't respond to him. When that happens, just let me know right away. Depending on how you handle all of this will result in how well his mental health stays above the water. What? He's really having that difficult of a time dealing with everything? But you don't have to worry that much about him. We are a couple, so I'll make sure to care for him. Well, if you think you'll be okay with him, then I guess I can leave you both alone. Jessica, please take good care of Keith while he's away. You can leave him with me. I'll make sure he's all taken care of. Well then, if anything happens that he needs to know about, I'll make sure to contact you first. For the time being, enjoy your time at your parents' house.
Are you not embarrassed by what you've done?
Huh? Keith, long time no see. Why are you talking to me like that all of a sudden?
You know very well what I'm talking about. I've never once thought you were this careless of a person until now. I'm not only completely disappointed in you, but also just horrified. Do you not feel any responsibility for any of this? Do you think after giving birth you don't have to bother anymore?
What the heck are you talking about, Keith? We haven't even been talking to one another for a long time now, but now you've come out of nowhere talking to me like that? What happened? Can you explain to me everything in detail so that I can understand all of this?
Even after approaching you like this, you still don't have a clue. Well, whatever. I'm at my limits now, so I'll have to tell you bluntly. You've been handing your baby off to my house every day.
Huh? What does that mean?
I'm not gonna let you act like you don't remember any of this. And what you've been doing is the worst thing any mother could do to their child. I misjudged you.
Hold on, man. LOL. Are you sure you're not just extremely jet-lagged right now? I literally have no idea what you're on about, Keith.
Are you kidding me? Even though you come to my house every day and leave your baby here? And then on weekends, you don't even come back for your baby? What the hell is this?
Huh? Are you saying someone's leaving a kid at your house?
It's your baby, Riley. You're the one that keeps leaving it here, so who else's baby could it be?
Alright, so what I'm getting from this is that there is in fact a child at your house right now. But that kid is not my kid. So can you stop trying to think that it is and getting all upset at me?
You think you could play dumb here and tell me lies like that? For the longest time now, I've been up all night because your baby won't stop crying. Why do you keep doing this to me? Isn't it messed up of you to leave your baby with my wife every day, forcing us to care for it? I'm no longer going to take care of it. And if you don't come over here right now to apologize to my wife, I'm cutting ties with you.
But my baby is still in my belly.
Huh? Then what's this baby doing here?
I don't have a clue whose kid that is. And I have not been coming to your house to drop off any babies. I still have a baby inside me and can barely even go out often these days.
Huh. Then what is going on here?
Well, there's no use in asking me because I don't know either. LOL. Who the heck's kid is that? And who told you that it was my kid in the first place?
Jessica told me that she's had to take care of your kid all the time.
What? But I haven't even given birth to my baby yet, so how is she taking care of it all this time? It's still a while out until I'm supposedly due.
Then why? What the hell is up with this kid?
Well, I can see that you've come back home then. Why didn't you tell me anything when you came back? I told you to tell me when you get home so we could check up on one another, right?
I was told not to try talking to you. I was told that you've been having a lot of anxiety about your baby, and that talking to you would only make you more stressed. So I assumed that it wasn't the best time for a while.
What? But I still haven't even gotten around to having my baby yet. Who told you all of that? Well, I'm assuming you'll say Jessica, but...
That's just it though, so I have no idea what's going on.
She told me not to contact you in any way because of your anxiety.
Huh.
She told me that because of your work and being away from everyone that you'd become extremely stressed and anxious again. She was the one that told me all of that, hence me not contacting you at all. And she even told Mom and Dad not to talk with you.
I'll talk to her about this.
You need to do that. I'm not sure whose kid that is there, but the fact that there even is someone's kid in your house is crazy. Jessica is with you right now, right?
Since today I have the day off, she left me to care for the baby while she went out.
Could you ask and see if she's at your in-laws right now? They might be able to help you out with this.
I'm sorry about everything that happened before. I understand all that's going on now.
I see. What ended up happening? Whose baby is that?
That baby turns out to be my wife's secret baby.
I should have known that from the start. I was starting to get the feeling that that's what happened. I just didn't want to say anything to you at the time.
But I ended up treating you like a jerk and made you second guess everything over here. And because I believed everything Jessica told me about you, I went for so long without ever reaching back out to you.
But I'm in the same boat as you are, so you don't have to be sorry for any of this. But I wish one of us had spoken to the other a lot sooner than this. It must have been tough on you having a baby there that has turned out to have not been mine. Aren't you at least happy you came and contacted me finally?
Jessica was telling me not to worry about any of it. She said that looking after your baby wasn't a problem for her, and she told me to stop blaming you for something you couldn't control. And so that's why I never reached out to you sooner. I was also out of the state a lot for business, and so it was hard for me to fully understand everything that was going on at home. But now being home for the last couple of weeks has shown me what was really going on, and I thought it was all your fault that we had to take care of the baby.
Well, I can understand that when Jessica has been telling you the whole time that it's my baby.
But I chose to believe her. I believed her stupid lies for over 6 months and never once talked to you, but I finally had a break in order to let you know.
And that's why you were so upset about everything then. I was really surprised.
I'm so sorry about that. I just assumed that you already had your baby and everything.
But it's not your fault that she forced you to believe her lies. At least I really haven't had my baby just yet. I want to know how many months has it been now since her baby was born?
Around 7 months now.
What? So this was after you guys got married then?
That's right. It seems that after we got married, she made sure to keep her pregnancy hidden from me.
Hold on though, that's actually really crazy, Keith.
I'm sure I would have noticed her belly getting bigger, but I was never home for a while, and so I never got to see her. That time I was gone was also when she had that baby, I'm sure.
Can she actually get away with that? You're telling me all those times you video called and such you never noticed?
I just assumed she was eating a lot for a while, and that she'd gotten a bit fat. And then when I finally got back home, there was a baby here. And she immediately told me it was your baby that you'd left with us, so I believed her. I assumed you were still having troubles of your own mentally, and so I didn't want to bother you.
Jessica really lied about everything then. This was all a part of her plan then, huh?
I know that before we got married she was cheating on me, and once we had gotten married she must have noticed she was pregnant. And since she didn't get that big while carrying the baby, she could keep it all a secret while I was gone. Until she was finally able to give birth, and I think she just planned to keep this lie going for as long as she could, even if that meant ruining our relationship between you and I.
Well, you can't just let her get away with this, right?
Well, I think her plan is to wait for me to leave on a trip again, and during that time, hand off the baby to one of her family members to take care of, and then act like none of this ever happened.
There's no way she'll be able to do that now though, right? LOL.
I know that, but she has done so well keeping this all a secret from me. I think she'll just continue to play dumb even if I do confront her until the very end. She made it this far, right?
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to divorce her instead. That baby's not mine. It's from the man she cheated on me with. And I'm sure she'll still want me to stay with her. But I know well enough that she'd only want me around for my money. Also, she got you all wrapped up in this mess. I just can't deal with her anymore.
Keith, this is rough.
I'm so sorry that you had to end up in the middle of this, Riley. And me getting that upset with you before was not okay.
You don't have to worry about that. I 100% understand why you'd get that way after what you've explained to me. But I just wish you would have come to me sooner about all of this so that I didn't have to be called a bad mother. LOL.
I'm very sorry for saying that. I really did think you were an idiot for a bit there. But when you're getting closer to having your baby, I feel bad that I had to get you wrapped up in our marriage problems.
There's no need to apologize to me. I'm sure that from now on you'll have a hard road ahead of you. So good luck. Just know that Mom, Dad, and myself are all here for you if you need more support.
Just hearing that from you gives me a lot of confidence. Good luck with your baby, okay? I look forward for the day you have that baby.
And I look forward to you divorcing that crazy woman. Make sure to have fun with it. Just remember you can talk to me anytime now. In the end, Keith was able to divorce Jessica. He was also able to get a settlement from both Jessica and that man she had been with and then proceeded to kick her out of the house. From there, Jessica returned home to her parents' house. If she had never lied to him about the baby in the first place, Keith may have been okay raising that baby with her. But by the time he'd figured out, it was already far too late. Well, she did get me involved in all of it, so I don't blame him for tossing her out. At one point, Keith even brought Jessica to my house and had her get on her knees to beg for my forgiveness. But since then, I'm not sure what has happened with her besides going back to her parents' place. And as for Keith, he's back out of state with work. He looks to be doing well with his work now, and that's good news to me. And back in my home, I was able to finally have my baby, which my brother immediately fell in love with when first coming to see. And he told me right before he had left back out of state that he was no longer talking or listening to Jessica anymore. Thank goodness for that.